It's great to welcome in Matt Johnson right here on the home of the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. Coach, we appreciate the time. It's hard to believe that it's here, but then again, it feels like it's been forever since we've had football on the Mesa as well. So how has everything gone from your perspective as you lead up to week one? And thanks for hopping on.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys having me, first off. It's been everyday Groundhog Day, just like everybody else in the country going through camp. But it's been really cool to see the guys, grow from where we started here in the spring. Year one, guys learning new systems, offensively, defensively, special teams. And it was pretty funny, when we started camp, you're going back and you're watching all the install cut-ups, and they're all from spring ball. And every position group's kind of looking at themselves like, man, that's what we used to look like. Just to be able to see the growth that, we've taken since we've been here, it's been really exciting. And still a lot of room to grow, but, I feel like we're heading in the right direction.
What is the biggest thing that stands out to you that you've improved on the most here since the start of camp, when you said everyone's looking around like, what's going on?
Just speaking offensively, I think it's just the guys truly understanding the concept of, what we're trying to get accomplished, right? So everybody knows that we're going to be a tempo outfit, and, we want to snap the ball and play really, really fast. But, when you're an outsider looking in, you think it's pretty easy to do, but, then once you're in it, you realize how much work is required, both on and off the field. Tell the guys every day that, their body is their job, right? So just the full understanding, the full growth of what we're trying to get accomplished here. In the spring, sometimes it's a little bit of, chickens running around with their heads cut off, and everybody's running around trying to go fast. And, we're explaining to the guys, hey, today was good, but it's nowhere where it needs to be. And, throughout camp, I think the guys are starting to truly understand what we're asking of them. And it's been cool to kind of see some light bulbs going off for different guys.
San Diego State's quarterbacks coach Matt Johnson with us right now on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. So tell us about the play of the quarterbacks, I guess, this fall, and what you've seen from the true freshman Danny ONeal. I mean, you played this position, obviously, in college. What have you seen from this freshman, and what are your expectations here to start the season with Danny ONeal?
Yeah, first off, just talking about the whole room in general, I was really pleased and very happy with the way that those guys competed. They went about it the right way. Danny obviously came out on top, but, those guys came to work every single day. True blue-collar nastiness about them that, it made it a tough decision. But, I was just, we as a staff were pretty excited about what Danny brought to the table. He was a guy that, was consistently good. Were there some freshman mistakes here and there? Sure, no doubt. But, he's a guy that consistently showed up every single day. We talk about being a guy that you can wind your clock by, and he definitely embodies that. I'm very excited to see how he grows throughout this whole process. Like I said, there's no doubt there will be some things that, he's going to have to touch the stove and get burnt because he's a freshman. But, from what he has shown us, like the maturity that he has, the way that he attacks his process, both on and off the field, gives us a lot of hope. And, we're very excited to start the season with Danny.
What have you learned most from Coach Lewis, either as a coach or as a player while you were at Bowling Green, that helped you now to become a quarterback's coach here at San Diego State?
Whew, man, that's a tough question because, he is my mentor in this thing. So a lot of things that I do, a lot of things that I say, drill work that's done, I learned from him. Obviously, the success that he has had, both coaching receivers and quarterbacks. A lot of what I do is, things that I've learned from him. But, the biggest piece, is just from the quarterback position, at least, is just being the constant, not the variable. Like, there's a lot of variables in this beautiful game of football, and the quarterback needs to be the constant, and he needs to be the one that, when everything is being chaotic, everybody can look to that guy and just, hey, weather the storm. Or, he's the one that's going to create the momentum. Quarterback's a position where you're going to get all the praise and you're going to get all the negativity at the same time. Like, it's an unfair position, but it's what we sign up for. I love it. But yeah, I mean, everything that, I've learned from player, coach, Sean Lewis has a big part in my growth and my development.
San Diego State's quarterbacks coach Matt Johnson with us right now on John and Jim. So let's look at week one here. And, I think you can look at the record from a year ago from Texas A&M Commerce and probably go down a path that isn't fair, right? Texas A&M Commerce had a very good defense a year ago. They've transitioned from Division II to FCS. They've had a lot of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. So I guess the question is this: what's it going to take specifically from the quarterback position to put this team in a position to beat Commerce on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing is to be able to value the football. Like we preach it all the time that ball security is job security, both theirs and mine, right? Like we're all in this together. So the first thing is just being able to, value the ball, take care of it, understand what's a good calculated shot versus a high-risk throw. Then, the other thing is just being able to operate the offense. And what I mean by that is we don't need somebody to put on their superhero cape. Like when the offense is operated at a high level, everything will fall into place. You don't need to force throws. You don't need to, try and make the Superman play because, like you said, this defense last year, they forced 15 interceptions. They forced 10 forced fumbles. So they're a very opportunistic defense. I don't care what their record was last year. Week one, it's the week of unknown. They have a new guy that's calling it. You get down the rabbit hole sometimes where you're chasing your tail a little bit. So, we're trying to make this all about us. Even though there is an opponent in front of us, this is another opportunity for us to get better, for us to grow and do it collectively.
With Danny being the true freshman, and there will be ups and downs, no doubt about it, do you and Sean Lewis and the coaching staff, envision giving this guy leeway to overcome those ups and downs and peaks and valleys and let him, try to, go through the struggles to come out better on the other side here?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, one of the things I think you're going to end up getting really bad quarterback play if a guy's looking over his shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't need him worrying about, I made one bad read. Is coach going to pull me? No, we told those guys that whoever came out as the starter, he's the starter. He's the guy that, we're pushing all of our chips into. So yeah, there needs to be growth. There needs to be highs. There needs to be lows so that, maturity can set in and, he can learn how to handle failure. He can learn how to handle success because that's sometimes just as hard, especially for a young kid. So there's no doubt, big piece of my job this year is going to be just keeping him level-setted no matter what. Hey, if we go 3 and out, okay, here's the adjustments we're going to make. Hey, we went on a 7-play scoring drive. All right, good job. Clear it. That doesn't mean anything for the next drive, right? So just having that level-setted mindset is going to be a big piece of my job this year. But Danny just needs to go out there and be himself because him being himself is what got him this job, and him being himself, is going to be the reason why we're able to win some games this year.
Matt, before you go, I'm just curious how the experience has been for you out west. A guy that played at Bishop McDevitt in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, played at Kent State. I mean, you've been in the East a lot. What has this been like for you and Coach Lewis and your family moving out west and seeing San Diego State here and being up close with the program now out west?
I mean, it is definitely a culture shock for me in all the right ways. I mean, the weather's phenomenal. My wife and I had our first son on May 4th. So never thought that firstborn would be in California. So I mean, but it's been awesome, being able to go downtown and experience that, whether it's, for recruiting trips or just out with the family, being able to go to the beach because, you live 20 minutes from the beach. Why not? And just really waking up to 60-degree weather and going to bed at 60-degree weather. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Even on the quote unquote hot days for camp, it's 85, so this part of it I can definitely get used to. That's been pretty cool. It will be pretty wild for me. My whole life, November hits, December hits, obviously couple more layers are coming on, and it's going to be weird still being in shorts and not seeing any snow. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there in a couple months.
No doubt about it.
You're entering the best months, by the way, in San Diego. When you get to August, September, October, November, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful year round. I mean,
right.
Is there a better place to recruit to than San Diego, California, and San Diego State?
It is.
Right.
All it takes is guys to come on campus and they see exactly what we're trying to describe to them through the phone.
No doubt.
The play sells itself.
No doubt. A little different than Harrisburg. I grew up in the East. It's a little different.
Yes, no doubt.
A little different than Harrisburg. By the way, also you played at the same high school as LaShawn McCoy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, Shady, Ricky Waters.
Okay.
Same high school.
Harrisburg's a great little city for. Micah Parsons is out of Harrisburg, right?
Micah Parsons is out of Harrisburg. Yep, he went to Harrisburg High, which was a rival school. But yeah, we've had some pretty big names come out of Harrisburg, PA.
No doubt. Matt, appreciate it. Thanks so much for hopping on. Best of luck on Saturday. We'll do it again soon, all right?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.